So we're talking about presidential nominees, mostly on the Republican side because they're all coming out. Jeb Bush is one that is not yet announced. But his new bumper sticker just might be, do you even paleo, bro? In an attempt to lose some weight, Jeb Bush has begun the paleo diet. You know, that, fantastic diet where you eat only, I think, lean meats and some fresh fruits and vegetables. No, just fruits.
I don't
Probably
know what
some
it is.
vegetables too.
It's what President Clinton's on it too, isn't it?
I didn't even know.
Isn't
Is
that
it
the
now?
diet that I don't know exactly. He's a vegan diet, so maybe he doesn't eat.
Yeah, the lean meats.
Yeah.
You have to eat tons of these lean cuts of meats and probably lots of steaks. I don't know. I had some friends talk about it, and in the middle of their explanation, I stopped listening. Because, you guys have seen my drawer. You've seen the Doritos, the Fritos. And
Yes.
the
Right.
Come on, calm down. No paleo for me. Either way, his camp won't actually let us on to how much weight he's actually lost already, but estimates show 20 to 30 pounds.
Yeah, you can see it. And I knew when I saw the weight coming off. I actually thought he was going to run in 2012, but I followed it pretty closely. I knew when I saw the weight coming off, that meant he was going to run for president.
It was reminiscent of Mike Huckabee, who lost.
Right. Well, Mike Huckabee did it also because he had a TV show and he had the lap band surgery as well.
It was Christie that did.
Christie had
Christie
the
had the
lap
lap
band.
band.
Christie
Yeah.
had lap band. Huckabee lost 110 because Huckabee's is bulked back up. So I'm not sure if he had the lap band.
I don't know if people have noticed. He's back.
Yeah.
Mike Huckabee is no longer a skinny guy.
No, and you know what's funny? I was in Little Rock a couple of weeks ago, and I was in the state. Was in the State House, and they have all the governors' portraits up there. Mike Huckabee, when he was governor of Arkansas, I remember him just being enormous.
Yes.
But his portrait, entirely different. His portrait was, it was just Harrison Ford. It was just, slender, good-looking, So I remember, but he's letting it come back up a
So
little.
you can only imagine what his Tinder profile looks like.
Right.
So then he lost the 110, and yes, lap band surgery went to Chris Christie, who was losing some weight, and we know that he's probably, who knows yet? Chris Christie's favorability is at its all-time low. Unfavorability at its all-time high, because that makes sense.
Weight at its all-time medium.
So he had the lap band surgery, and so in following that, Jeb is doing this diet.
The paleo diet.
The paleo diet.
Right.
Okay,
the caveman diet, and to match the caveman, policies. Yeah.
For Bush, the results have been noticeable. Late last year, he was something of a pudgy doughboy with a full face and soft jawline, according to Reuters. Today, the 6'4" tall Bush sports a more chiseled look. His campaign in waiting would not say how much he had lost, but as I was mentioning, it looks like he's lost 20 to 30 pounds. So as he's on the trail, they always talk about how things are thrown at you. You end up having to eat, not convention, but there's always some event where the candidates always eat like a corn dog, and it's the worst still pictures for them. And I don't know why they do it anymore, because the internet is here.
That's the straw poll. In Iowa, they seem to all eat corn dogs.
Yeah, they shove corn dogs in their face and fried butter and fried Snickers and all that stuff. So these are things he's going to have to
state
deal with.
fairs always have those too.
Yeah,
But
and then they want to go to the heartland of America to show that they're for the real American, because people who live in California, New York, Vermont, and Oregon are un-American.
They don't eat corn dogs.
So either way it goes, so in bringing that up, when you go to a diner or a coffee shop, this is Kevin Madden, he's the senior advisor for Mitt Romney when he had his run. When you go to a diner or a coffee shop, you'd be surprised how often patrons will offer you a donut, a piece of pie, something that is deep fried, has sugar on it. And again, as you mentioned at the Iowa State Fair, everything is deep fried on a stick. It's hard to resist. So in having to deal with some of these situations, I'm not sure Jeb is going to keep up with the diet, as he mentions in the last slide. He mentioned when he was eating some fattening food at one of these fairs, to hell with the diet, where are the French fries? I'm not sure what's going to last. We'll see.
Yeah, well, it's important, I guess. I mean, it's important to show that you care.
So what was it? I remember it was. I always feel like this is something I learned. I feel like in middle school, and it hasn't been talked about since. When it was one of the first presidential debates, when you could see the candidates,
Nixon and
Kennedy, and then they said, "Oh, that guy's ugly. That's a good-looking guy." So it suddenly turned into, "Oh, we have to make sure we look a certain way to play the part."
And people who listened to it on the radio, which there were a good number of them, all of them thought that Nixon beat Kennedy.
Yeah.
But when you saw it,
because Nixon had a kind of a little bit of a shadow, a beard shadow.
And he also had a little bit of
flop sweat.
Yeah, flop sweat. Yeah.
He had a little flop sweat going, and Kennedy looked cool as a cucumber. And so nobody liked, and so that was the beginning, exactly as you said, that was the beginning of the TV age for politicians, and it's a bad thing.
You have to look a certain way, and if you're fat, what does it mean? It means you're going to die in office. Does it mean that you're not going to be able to fulfill your duties? Does it mean you can't press the button in time because you're slow?
It means well, how are you going to press the button if you're stuck in the tub, right? Like Taft. That's what happened with Taft.
What is true,
There was no button to push, but yeah.
Yeah, there you go.